Hey guys, I'm gonna show you how to make the teleportation effect from Fortnite in an animation form, of course, in your own style. Alright, so first we have our scene, which is this one. And then we can adjust everything in these three layers. The first layer we have is the audio layer. The only thing I did with the audio, because this is a downloaded audio from YouTube, is that I sped up this the speed of the audio like that. Our next layer is our background video layer. It can be a video layer, a picture, or whatever you want because it is separate from our figure. And in this layer, we don't necessarily have to do anything. And then we just adjust our figure, which means we're gonna go to the figure layer. Let me just adjust this a little bit because it has to be a little bit bigger so I can edit it. Or you can click on the edit button, it doesn't matter. And in here, we have a few stuff that we have to deal with. Our first step is gonna be the chroma key. We need to key out the background so the figure could be seen without any background. I use the green background because that's the easiest way. I just click on the green tab and it's done. And after we keyed out the background, I mean, you can use a PNG. I was just not thinking at this time because I was working 32 hours straight. But just in case if you have a green background because you can't really divide the figure for some reason out of the background, just use green or blue. And I already have like settings because I make sometimes videos and then just key out the background so I can put anything in motion on a different background that I made before. And then you go to the transitions, and in the transitions I just chose the wipe up, not the wipe down, sorry, wipe up, and this transition goes down as you can see, and then our little teleportation device can just drop in and take away your figure. There was something else that I used that I'm gonna show you because otherwise you're not gonna make the figure into this blue thing. So what I also use this, it's called tiny crystals. As you can see, it's changing the drawing or whatever you have there into these weird crystal shapes. And I use the roughest blending because it just makes this picture look better. And I also used a little bit of thermal changing in the color so I can have this weird color blending. Alright, so I also made these random cubes in Procreate. I inserted them in LumaFusion. I adjusted their size, and then in size and position, you're gonna see adjustment settings downstairs, and you just have to add a keyframe, like move them down on the lowest part of your screen in the first keyframe, and then you add another keyframe and move them up a little bit and resize them a little bit. And then the last step is that you just add one more keyframe, move them up to the top, and make them disappear with resizing them to such a small size that they just disappear. And that's all you have to do. And then clone the layer. After you clone the layer, you put the layers on top of each other, and they're gonna have this really cool effect. So after this whole thing, you got yourself two videos. One of them is the cubes disappearing. I made them in different colors and meshed two layers together. So that's why it looks different now. And you just insert that, make the background disappear by choosing the dark background in the key, the Luma key option. And just adjust your settings. If I'm not really okay with my results, I just put a little bit of blur on them because this is supposed to go really fast anyways, so we're not supposed to see them crystal clear. Well, not really, but we will anyway, so that's why I just put some blur effect on them. It kind of adds to the whole thing anyways. And then you can get your teleportation thingy. And the teleportation thing, it could be also just a picture. What you really have to keep in mind, either use PSD or PNG or TIF. I don't really recommend TIFF. I would say use PNG, especially if you're using an iPad. I'm using an iPad with LumaFusion. Uh, it is way more easier for me to just save these things in PNG because all the apps can just use PNG, and PNG can be saved with a transparent background. So after this whole thing, you insert your little teleportation device, and then you adjust the size. You take it out of the frame because in the first frame it shouldn't be there, and also you kind of have to synchronize the two footage. One of them is the running cubes, the other one is gonna be your teleportation thingy. And on the frame where the cubes should appear, you just pull it down and add a keyframe. As we did before, the keyframes are there. You can reach them in the motion tab. You have more than one option to use keyframes. So if you want to use another keyframe for something else, you can just go to that type of menu and add another keyframe for another effect. But here we're just doing motion and resizing. So you just have to give some keyframes for those effects. And then there you are. There is your disappearing cubes into the teleportation machine. You can add some like extra stuff, like a little bit transparent light, blurred stuff, extra cubes. You can change the color. You can do whatever you want. It's gonna look really cool. And then you can just add the whole thing to your previously made video. You can add some sound effects to it and save it, and you have your video. Well, thank you for watching, and if you like the video, you can subscribe. You can check out other videos that I have, or you can check out my friends' videos, whatever you like, or you can just check out if that's your wish. Well, bye.